She opened my door without warning, slipped off her dress, and said, "Move over." The orbiting station, Astra 9, floated silently above the azure clouds of the exoplanet Scifi 3. Lights flickered softly along the long corridors, and the faint scent of recycled air mixed with the metallic tang of machinery. Kale sat at his workbench, staring at the glowing console in front of him, trying to make sense of the anomaly that had appeared in the station's systems. He had been monitoring it for days. Small irregularities in the energy output, just subtle enough to seem like nothing, yet persistent enough to worry him. A miscalculation here, a failing sensor there, and the entire station could be in danger. Kale rubbed his temples and leaned back in his chair. He knew he should call the central AI, but something about the readings felt off. A soft metallic click echoed from the door behind him. Kale froze. He wasn't expecting anyone. The station was designed to be autonomous, with no other personnel aboard for this cycle. Slowly he turned. The door slid open without a sound, revealing a figure standing in the dim light. Kale's first thought was that it had to be a glitch, a projection from the AI, maybe, or one of the station's maintenance drones. But the figure moved with a grace that no machine could imitate. A human-shaped figure, yet something about their presence made the hairs on the back of his neck stand up. "Move over," the stranger said, their voice calm, almost casual, but with a weight that made Kale take a step back. Kale blinked, unsure whether to comply or to reach for his emergency flare. I'm not sure what you mean," he said cautiously. "Who are you?" The figure didn't answer immediately. Instead, they stepped closer, revealing a small, floating device that glimmered with faint blue light. It hovered near Kale's workstation, scanning the anomaly he had been monitoring. The device made a soft humming sound, almost like it was alive. "I am here because the station is in danger," the stranger finally said, "and you human are the only one who can help stop it." Kale's mind spun. Danger? Him? Alone? He shook his head. "I don't understand." "The station is fine. It's just a glitch in the energy core. The AI can handle it." The stranger's eyes, bright and calm, locked onto his. "The AI cannot handle this. Something unknown is manipulating the systems. If it continues, the station will be destroyed. You have the creativity and resourcefulness that we cannot replicate. That is why I am here." Kale's heart pounded. He had never thought of himself as extraordinary. He was just a maintenance engineer, good with his hands and quick with tools, but a cosmic threat. And somehow he was humanity's chosen. He swallowed hard. "All right, I'll help, but first, who are you? Where did you come from?" The figure smiled faintly. "I come from a place far beyond your charts, beyond your maps. I was sent to guide you. There is no time for introductions." "Move over." Kale stepped aside, allowing the figure to place the floating device on the workbench. The device emitted a soft pulse, and the screens around him flickered as if waking from sleep. Patterns of energy began to dance across the monitors, lines of light shifting and twisting like threads in a vast cosmic web. "It's beautiful," Kale whispered. The stranger nodded. "It is also dangerous. See this?" They pointed to a glowing red point in the energy map. "This is where the instability originates. If it is not stabilized, the station will break apart within hours." Kale leaned closer, examining the readings. He could feel the weight of responsibility pressing down on him. He had always believed humans were limited, fragile creatures compared to the vast intelligence of the galaxy. But now, staring at this data, he realized that the human mind, its ability to adapt, to think outside rigid rules, might be exactly what was needed. "Okay," he said finally, "tell me what to do." The figure stepped back, allowing Kale to take control of the console. "I will guide you, but you must act. Follow your instincts, human. That is your strength." Kale took a deep breath and began to work. He moved quickly, rerouting energy flows, adjusting stabilizers, and recalibrating sensors. The anomaly shifted, responding to his interventions, but new challenges appeared with every step. The energy was unpredictable, a living puzzle that required constant attention. Hours passed. The station's hum grew louder as Kale's focus intensified. Every movement, every decision could mean the difference between stability and catastrophe. Yet, amidst the tension, Kale felt a spark of exhilaration. This was why humans survived, he realized, the ability to improvise, to face the unknown with courage and intelligence. At one point, the stranger floated closer, examining Kale's work. "Your approach is unconventional," they said, "but it is effective." Humans have a way of seeing possibilities we cannot. That is why you are necessary. Kale smiled, despite the exhaustion. I never thought of myself as special, he admitted. I just do what I can. Sometimes that is enough, the stranger said softly. Sometimes that is everything. As the night, or what passed for night aboard the station, continued, Kale's confidence grew. He discovered patterns in the anomaly, subtle rhythms in the energy that even the AI had missed. He learned to anticipate shifts, adjusting the stabilizers before the anomaly could react. It was a dance between human intuition and alien guidance, and for the first time, Kale felt like he was part of something larger than himself. Then, suddenly, the station shuddered. Alarms blared, lights flickered violently. The anomaly was reacting, faster, stronger, more unpredictable than before. Kale's heart raced. We need more power to the stabilization grid, he shouted, fingers flying across the console. The stranger's device floated closer, emitting a steady blue pulse. I can help, they said, but you must make the final decision. You are the human element here. Your choices matter. Kale's mind raced. Every calculation, every instinct, every lesson from his years on the station pointed him toward a single solution. He flipped the switches, rerouted the energy, and held his breath. The shuddering slowed, the lights steadied. The alarms fell silent, the anomaly paused. Kale sank back into his chair, sweat dripping down his forehead. He had done it. Somehow he had stabilized the energy core, and in doing so he had discovered something fundamental. Humans were not weak. Humans were adaptable, unpredictable, capable of facing the unknown in ways even advanced alien intelligence could not. The stranger observed him quietly. Well done, human, they said finally. This is only the beginning. The challenge ahead is far greater, but tonight you have proven something essential. You are ready. Kale looked out the viewport at the swirling clouds of Scifi's 3 below. For the first time, he felt a sense of pride, a thrill of purpose. He was no longer just an engineer on a lonely station. He was humanity's representative in a vast, unpredictable galaxy, and somehow, against impossible odds, he was rising to the challenge. The stranger floated silently beside him, their presence a steady reassurance. Kale knew that more tests were coming, more anomalies, more dangers, but for now he allowed himself a moment of triumph. And somewhere in the endless expanse of stars, he felt the faint stirrings of destiny calling him forward. The next morning, or what passed for morning on Astra 9, Kale awoke to the quiet hum of the station. He rubbed his eyes and looked around his small quarters. The stranger who had appeared without warning the night before was already gone, leaving only the floating device hovering near his workstation. Its soft blue glow pulsed like a heartbeat, and Kale felt an odd mix of comfort and unease. He remembered the events of the previous night, the alarms, the shuddering station, and the way the anomaly had paused when he had acted. That memory made his heart race. Something far beyond his understanding was happening, and somehow he was in the middle of it. Kale stood and moved toward the device. It floated closer, as if sensing his presence. A small holographic panel flickered into life, projecting a three-dimensional map of the station and the planet below. Red points marked areas of concern, shifting in unpredictable patterns. The largest point pulsed at the heart of the station's energy core. Kale's stomach tightened. The anomaly had not disappeared, it had only paused, and if it returned, the station could be in danger again, this time with no warning. A sudden alert made him jump. The station's communication panel lit up with a blinking message. Kale activated it. A calm, measured voice filled the room. Kale Thorne, please report to the main control deck immediately. Unauthorized visitor detected in your quarters last night. Situation requires immediate assessment. Kale's pulse quickened. The AI's voice was neutral, but the implication was clear. The presence of the stranger had been recorded. Kale glanced at the floating device, which seemed to pulse in response, almost as if urging him to trust it. Taking a deep breath, he made his way through the corridors toward the main control deck. The station was vast, its corridors long and empty, lit by soft white panels. Maintenance drones buzzed silently along the walls, performing their daily routines. Kale moved quickly, trying not to think about the danger that had nearly destroyed the station the night before. When he arrived at the control deck, he found the stranger already there, standing near the main console. The device floated between them, its blue light illuminating the room. Kale stopped a few feet away, unsure how to begin. "You're back," he said cautiously. I wasn't expecting you." The stranger inclined their head. "I have never truly left," they said. "The station is unstable, time is short, and we must act quickly." Kale glanced at the console. Streams of energy data scrolled across the screens, showing areas of instability throughout the station. Some systems were behaving normally, while others flickered and pulsed with dangerous irregularities. "What exactly is happening?" Kale asked. "I thought last night was the worst of it." The stranger shook their head. "The anomaly is intelligent, it adapts, it is learning from our interventions. That is why you are needed. Your human intuition, your ability to think outside predictable patterns, is the only thing that can outmaneuver it." Kale swallowed hard. The weight of responsibility pressed down on him. He had always been good at fixing machines, but this was beyond anything he had faced before. "I'll do my best," he said quietly. "But what do we do first?" The stranger gestured toward the station map. "We need to stabilize the core." "But the anomaly has spread to the maintenance network. Automated drones are being affected. You must navigate the station and manually reset the systems while I guide you remotely." Kale nodded, determination settling over him. He had faced emergencies before, but never like this. Never with the survival of the station, and perhaps more, hanging in the balance. He grabbed his maintenance tools and moved toward the nearest service corridor. The station's passages were narrow, lined with pipes and conduits that hummed with energy. Kale moved carefully, the stranger's voice echoing in his earpiece. "Left," the voice instructed. "Now right, the anomaly is adapting to your movements, be unpredictable." Kale followed the directions, weaving through the corridors, adjusting valves, reconnecting circuits, and recalibrating sensors. Each step required precise timing and judgment. If he made a single error, the anomaly could regain control, and the station could enter a dangerous feedback loop. As he worked, Kale noticed small ways in which human ingenuity gave him an edge. He could improvise with the tools he had, find shortcuts the AI could not anticipate, and anticipate the anomaly's next move through intuition rather than calculation. The stranger's guidance was essential, but Kale realized that he was more than just a follower. He was an active partner in this high-stakes challenge. Hours passed. Sweat dripped down Kale's forehead as he worked, but he did not stop. Every system he stabilized, every drone he reset, gave him a growing sense of control. He began to understand the anomaly's patterns, the way it responded to energy shifts, the subtle cues in the station's network. At one point, the anomaly struck back. A maintenance drone suddenly turned rogue, spinning toward him with blinding speed. Kale ducked and grabbed a nearby energy rod, deflecting the drone before it could cause damage. Sparks flew and alarms blared. He adjusted the drone's circuits on the fly, restoring control. The stranger's voice came through again, calm but impressed. "Well done." That was an unexpected maneuver. Humans can act in ways we cannot predict. That is why you are invaluable. Kale smiled faintly, catching his breath. "I guess unpredictability is a human strength," he said. "Who would have thought?" The stranger nodded. "Exactly. That is why you are necessary. We cannot rely on precision alone. We need your creativity." As the hours dragged on, Kale's confidence grew. He moved through the station like a dancer, adjusting, improvising, and anticipating the anomaly's next move. The stranger continued to provide guidance, their calm presence a steady reassurance. Together, they formed a rhythm, human instinct and alien calculation working in harmony. Finally, Kale reached the central maintenance hub, the heart of the station's energy network. The anomaly's influence was strongest here, the energy readings spiking dangerously. Kale took a deep breath and began the delicate task of realignment. Pipes hissed, circuits sparked, and the station trembled as he adjusted stabilizers and rerouted energy flows. The stranger hovered nearby, monitoring his actions. "You are making progress," they said, "but the anomaly is testing your limits. Be careful." Kale focused, ignoring the exhaustion creeping into his muscles. He had faced challenges before, but never like this. Every decision mattered. Every action could determine the fate of the station. And yet, he felt alive in a way he had never experienced. Suddenly, the energy readings spiked violently. The anomaly had detected a pattern in Kale's adjustments and was attempting to override the system. Alarms blared, lights flickered, and the station shuddered. Kale's hands flew across the controls, making split-second decisions to counter the anomaly. The stranger's voice guided him, calm and precise. Focus, trust your instincts, do not allow predictability. Kale's mind worked faster than ever. He rerouted power through auxiliary channels, adjusted stabilizers in unexpected sequences, and used the station's own momentum against the anomaly. Slowly, the energy readings began to stabilize. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the core's energy flows settled into equilibrium. The anomaly had been contained, at least temporarily. Kale leaned back, exhausted but triumphant. He had faced the station's greatest threat and survived. The stranger floated beside him, their expression unreadable. "You have performed admirably, human," they said. "Your ingenuity, courage, and adaptability have stabilized the station. This is only the beginning. Greater challenges await, but tonight you have proven your worth." Kale nodded, still catching his breath. I couldn't have done it without your guidance," he admitted. The stranger inclined their head. "Perhaps, but it was your human intuition that made the difference. You saw possibilities that we could not. That is why you are essential." Kale looked out the viewport at the planet below, its swirling clouds bathed in the light of a distant sun. For the first time, he felt the weight of his role and the thrill of it. He was not just a maintenance engineer on a lonely station. He was a key player in a cosmic game, a representative of humanity in a vast, unpredictable galaxy. As the night, or what passed for night, continued, Kale prepared for the challenges ahead. He knew the anomaly would not remain dormant forever. But for now, he allowed himself a moment of pride. He had proven that human creativity, courage, and adaptability could stand against even the most advanced threats. Somewhere in the endless expanse of stars, he felt destiny stirring, calling him forward. And Kale was ready. The calm after the anomaly's first attack lasted only a few hours. Kale thought he had earned a brief respite, a chance to rest and recover. But the floating device pulsed urgently in front of him, casting its steady blue light across the walls of his quarters. A soft, almost melodic voice emanated from it. "Kale Thorne, the station's core is stable for now, but this is only temporary. The anomaly is not confined to the station, it is spreading." Kale's stomach tightened. "Spreading? How far?" The device flickered, projecting a holographic map of the nearby star systems. Red points blinked across the map, connected by glowing threads of energy. One particularly large point pulsed near the edge of the Scifi's 3 system. "That is its center of expansion," the voice said. "If it reaches the planet's surface, it could disrupt the atmosphere, destabilize the orbit, and destroy all life below. We must act quickly." Kale's mind raced. He had never considered that the anomaly could reach beyond the station. The planet below had colonies, small settlements designed to study and cultivate Scifi's 3 resources. Any disturbance could be catastrophic. "Then what do we do?" Kale asked. The device shifted, and the stranger appeared beside him again, floating in zero gravity. "We must leave the station. The anomaly has learned from our containment efforts. It will adapt faster than we can predict. You human must act in the field. Your creativity is unmatched. I will guide you remotely, but you must physically intervene." Kale swallowed hard. Leave the station? That was never part of the plan, but the determination in the stranger's eyes left him no choice. He nodded. "All right, let's do it." The station's shuttle bay loomed ahead, massive and silent. Kale's hands moved with practiced precision as he prepared the shuttle, checking life support, propulsion systems, and energy shields. The stranger hovered beside him, offering advice and pointing out potential hazards. "You must be cautious," the stranger warned. "The anomaly can manipulate energy fields. It may interfere with navigation, propulsion, or even the shuttle's hull integrity. Use your instincts. Be unpredictable." Kale stepped inside the shuttle, strapping himself into the pilot's seat. The hum of the engines filled the cabin, and the soft vibration of the thrusters reminded him that he was now outside the safety of the station. Beyond these walls lay open space, cold and infinite, filled with unseen dangers. The shuttle lifted from the bay, gliding smoothly into orbit. Kale adjusted the controls, following the path the stranger had highlighted. The anomaly's presence was palpable, a faint distortion in the sensors, a subtle fluctuation in energy readings. It was like chasing a ghost across the stars. Hours passed as Kale navigated through asteroid fields, gravitational currents, and pockets of unstable energy. The anomaly responded to every movement, shifting patterns and creating new obstacles. Kale's heart raced with every close call, but he relied on his human intuition. anticipating its next move before it fully revealed itself. At one point, a massive energy surge erupted in front of the shuttle, a wave of blue and purple light that threatened to engulf them. Kale's hands moved instinctively, redirecting shields and adjusting thrusters to navigate through the surge. The shuttle shuddered violently, but he kept control. "Excellent," the stranger's voice said. "You predicted its pattern. Few could have done that." Kale exhaled slowly. "I just had to trust my instincts." The path to the anomaly's center was treacherous. Debris from destroyed satellites, drifting rock formations, and erratic energy spikes littered the route. Kale's eyes remained fixed on the glowing red point at the center of the map, a constant reminder of what was at stake. Finally, the shuttle approached the anomaly's core. It was unlike anything Kale had ever seen, a swirling vortex of energy, moving and pulsing as if alive. The colors shifted constantly, from deep violet to blinding white, and sparks of pure energy arced across the void. "This is it," the stranger said. "This is where the anomaly's influence is strongest. You must insert the containment probe manually. The sequence is complex and the anomaly will resist. Your unpredictability is your advantage. Use it." Kale nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility pressing down on him. He grabbed the containment probe, a sleek device designed to anchor into the anomaly and stabilize its energy flow. The stranger guided him through the sequence, step by step. Kale extended the probe into the core, feeling the energy ripple against the shuttle's hull. Sparks danced across the viewport and the shuttle's systems strained under the anomaly's influence. Every second was critical. One misstep could result in total failure. The anomaly pulsed, reacting to the probe. Energy arcs struck the shuttle, forcing Kale to adjust shields and reroute power. The controls felt heavier with every surge, but Kale's determination never wavered. He had faced impossible odds before and survived. This time would be no different. "Now," the stranger said. "Trust your instincts. Complete the sequence in an unpredictable pattern. Do not allow the anomaly to anticipate your moves." Kale moved quickly, following his intuition rather than the precise instructions. He adjusted the probe's alignment, varied the energy pulses, and improvised the sequence in real time. The anomaly resisted, but Kale's unpredictable actions frustrated its attempts to stabilize. Slowly, the vortex began to respond. The energy arcs became less violent, the swirling colors less chaotic. The anomaly's movement slowed, as if it were learning to trust Kale's unpredictability rather than fight it. "Keep going," the stranger urged. "You are succeeding." The anomaly is responding to human ingenuity. Kale pushed forward, sweat dripping from his brow. He felt the strain in his muscles, the tension in every nerve, but he refused to stop. The probe anchored fully, sending stabilizing pulses through the anomaly's core. The energy shifted, settling into a more harmonious rhythm. At last, the anomaly's movement slowed to a near halt. The glowing red point on the holographic map dimmed, and the surrounding energy threads returned to a stable pattern. Kale leaned back, exhausted but triumphant. He had done it. He had physically intervened and stabilized an anomaly that had threatened not only the station but an entire planet. The stranger floated closer, their expression unreadable. "Remarkable," they said. "Your creativity, courage, and adaptability have contained the anomaly. You have proven the strength of humanity once again." Kale allowed himself a small smile. I couldn't have done it without your guidance." The stranger nodded. "Guidance is one thing, execution is another." "You executed perfectly. This is why humans are essential. You see possibilities we cannot, act unpredictably, and adapt instantly. That is your greatest strength." Kale glanced out the viewport at the swirling energy of the anomaly, now stabilized but still glowing with potential. For the first time, he realized how vast and unpredictable the galaxy was, and how human ingenuity could stand against even the most advanced cosmic threats. The journey back to the station was tense but uneventful. Kale piloted the shuttle carefully, retracing his path through asteroid fields and unstable energy pockets. The stranger continued to monitor from their floating device, offering advice and reassurance. When the shuttle docked safely with the station, Kale exhaled in relief. He had faced a challenge far beyond anything he had imagined and survived. The station's systems hummed steadily, and the planet below was safe, for now. As Kale stepped out of the shuttle, the stranger's presence loomed beside him. "This is only the beginning," they said. The anomaly has been contained, but it will return. Its intelligence grows with every encounter. You must continue to evolve. Humanity has proven itself capable of facing the unknown, but the universe will always present new challenges. Kale nodded, understanding the weight of the words. He had faced danger, uncertainty, and the unknown, and he had risen to the challenge. Humanity was not fragile, he realized. Humans were creative, adaptable, and capable of confronting even the most formidable cosmic threats. As he gazed out at Scifi's 3 below, swirling clouds reflecting distant starlight, Kale felt a surge of determination. There were more dangers ahead, more anomalies to confront, and more mysteries to unravel. But he knew one thing for certain. Humanity had a place in the stars, and he was ready to prove it. The stranger's device pulsed softly, a quiet reminder that the journey was far from over. Kale smiled faintly. He had faced the anomaly, and he had survived. Tomorrow, the universe would present a new challenge, and he would rise to meet it, as only a human could. Kale returned to his quarters on Astra 9, but sleep eluded him. The events of the past days, the anomaly, the station's instability, and his journey into the heart of the cosmic energy vortex played over and over in his mind. He had survived challenges that would have defeated many, but he knew the anomaly was far from gone. It had been contained, yes, but intelligence like this did not forget. It would adapt, grow, and test him again. The floating device pulsed softly in his room. Its light was steady, almost reassuring, yet it reminded Kale of the task ahead. The stranger's voice came through, calm but urgent. Kale, the anomaly has changed. It has evolved since your intervention. Its intelligence has grown. You must prepare. Containment alone will not suffice. You must anticipate its next move, not just react. Kale rubbed his eyes. Evolved? How? How do you know what it will do? The stranger's tone was firm. Patterns suggest that it will attempt to expand its influence to the planet itself. The colonies on Scifi's 3 are at risk. You must stop it before it reaches the surface. Your human creativity and adaptability are critical. Nothing we know can predict its next action except your ingenuity. Kale's chest tightened. He had faced the anomaly at the station and then in open space. But now the threat was moving beyond containment. If the anomaly reached Scifi's 3, billions of lives could be affected. The weight of responsibility pressed on him, yet he felt a sense of purpose he had never known before. Humanity, he realized, could rise to challenges even the universe seemed to design against them. The next hours were a whirlwind of preparation. Kale and the stranger worked together to analyze the anomaly's new patterns. Using advanced alien sensors, they detected faint energy signatures spreading across the planet's atmosphere, an early sign that the anomaly was probing the planet's energy grid. The readings were unstable, fluctuating in ways that no AI alone could predict. We will need to be creative, the stranger said. Rigid calculations will fail. You must act in ways the anomaly does not expect. Kale nodded. Then we'll improvise. That's what humans do best. The shuttle was prepared again, this time with enhancements to withstand the anomaly's attacks. Kale loaded extra energy shields, reinforced the hull, and added flexible stabilizers designed to adapt to unpredictable energy surges. The stranger assisted, ensuring that all systems were optimized, yet leaving room for Kale's improvisation. Once ready, Kale piloted the shuttle into orbit, the sprawling planet below glowing under a distant sun. The anomaly's presence was faint but undeniable, a subtle distortion in the atmosphere, faint energy pulses that rippled outward. It was moving faster than before, learning from its previous encounters. Kale, the stranger's voice came through, the anomaly will attempt to manipulate natural energy flows. You must disrupt it without letting it predict your actions. Your human unpredictability is your greatest weapon. Kale adjusted the shuttle's trajectory, weaving through gravitational currents and energy pockets. The anomaly reacted instantly, sending arcs of energy toward the shuttle, forcing him to improvise constantly. Shields flickered, systems strained, and alarms blared, but Kale's focus never wavered. Every movement was calculated, yet unpredictable, a delicate balance of instinct and ingenuity. Hours passed as Kale approached the anomaly's growing center in the planet's upper atmosphere. The energy field shimmered like liquid metal, pulsing and twisting with a rhythm that seemed almost alive. It reached out toward the planet, interacting with atmospheric currents and destabilizing weather patterns. Kale knew that if he failed, the colonies below could face storms, power disruptions, or worse. "This is it," the stranger said. "You must insert the containment probes directly into the anomaly's energy streams. Do not follow a predictable sequence. Trust your instincts." Kale gripped the controls, heart pounding. He deployed the first probe, extending it carefully into the energy field. The anomaly reacted immediately, sending violent arcs of energy toward the shuttle. Kale adjusted shields, rerouted power, and improvised the insertion pattern, moving the probe in unexpected ways. The energy arc struck but failed to stop him. The second probe required even more precision. Kale studied the energy flows, noting subtle fluctuations, and acted instinctively. He moved the probe in a zigzag pattern, altering its rhythm at the last moment, frustrating the anomaly's attempts to counter. Sparks of energy danced across the viewport, and the shuttle shuddered violently, but Kale maintained control. "You are performing remarkably," the stranger said. "Your adaptability is the key. Humans can act outside predictable patterns, and that is why you succeed." Kale felt a rush of confidence. He realized that the anomaly, as intelligent as it was, could not fully anticipate the human mind. Patterns could be predicted, sequences calculated, but instinct, creativity, and improvisation were beyond even the most advanced intelligence. Humanity's greatest strength was not technology alone. It was ingenuity, courage, and adaptability. Finally, the probes were fully deployed, anchored deep within the anomaly's energy streams. Kale initiated the stabilizing sequence, sending pulses that harmonized with the anomaly's flows. The energy field began to respond, the violent arcs diminishing, the chaotic pulses smoothing into a rhythmic pattern. The anomaly's expansion slowed, then halted entirely. Kale exhaled, feeling the tension in his muscles ease. He had done it. The planet was safe for now. The stranger hovered beside him, observing. "Kale," they said, "your performance has proven something essential. Humans are not fragile or limited. Your ability to improvise, to adapt, and to confront the unknown allows you to overcome challenges even we cannot anticipate. Humanity shines in the darkness of the unknown." Kale smiled faintly. I never thought of myself as extraordinary. I just do what I can." The stranger nodded. "Sometimes that is everything. Your courage and creativity have saved billions. That is what humans can do, rise to challenges, innovate, and survive where others would fail." As the shuttle returned to the station, Kale reflected on what had happened. He had faced the anomaly in space, in orbit, and now above a planet. Each encounter had been more complex, more dangerous, and yet he had prevailed. He realized that humans had something unique, the ability to think beyond rules, to act unpredictably, and to adapt instantly. The station's crew, small and scattered, greeted him with astonishment as he re-entered. They had monitored his journey from orbit, witnessing the anomaly's containment. Kale's actions had become a symbol of hope, proof that humanity could stand against unimaginable threats. Later in his quarters, Kale sat quietly, the stranger's device floating beside him. The alien's eyes, calm and wise, met his. "Kale, the anomaly has been contained, but it will continue to evolve. Humanity must remain vigilant. Your ingenuity is not just a tool, it is a beacon. It shows that intelligence combined with creativity can face the universe's greatest challenges." Kale nodded. "Then we'll be ready. Whatever comes next, humans will face it, will find a way." The stranger inclined their head. "Indeed, that is why we observed your kind. Humans do not always follow logic, but they adapt. They survive, they rise, and now you have proven it." Kale looked out the viewport at Scifi's 3 swirling clouds reflecting the distant sun. The planet was safe, but he knew the anomaly would not remain idle. Its intelligence was growing, and future encounters would be even more complex. Yet Kale felt a sense of pride. Humanity was not helpless. Humans could innovate, improvise, and confront even the most formidable cosmic forces. For the first time, Kale truly understood what the stranger had meant. Humans shone in the darkness. Their strength was not in raw power or advanced technology alone. It was in the mind, the instinct, and the courage to act in ways no one could predict. As the station's lights flickered softly, Kale prepared for the challenges ahead. He knew the anomaly would return, but now he was ready. Humanity had proven itself capable of standing against cosmic threats, and he would continue to lead, to innovate, and to protect. The stars outside seemed to sparkle with possibility, a reminder that the universe was vast, unpredictable and full of challenges. But Kale and humanity were ready. And in that readiness, there was hope, a beacon that shone brightly, even against the infinite darkness of space. Kale stood at the edge of the station's observation deck, gazing out at the swirling clouds of Scifi's 3 below. The planet was calm now, its storms subdued, its colonies safe. But the anomaly was still out there, farther than before, stronger than before. It had retreated into the depths of space after Kale's last intervention, learning, observing, evolving. He knew it was only a matter of time before it returned. The floating device pulsed beside him, a quiet, steady reminder that the universe was vast and unpredictable. The stranger hovered nearby, eyes calm and wise, watching Kale carefully. "You have performed admirably, Kale," the stranger said. "The anomaly has evolved since your first encounter. Its intelligence is unlike any we have faced, but you have shown that humanity can confront challenges even we cannot anticipate. You have demonstrated creativity, courage, and adaptability, the very qualities that allow your species to rise above danger." Kale nodded. He had learned so much in these past days, the way humans could act unpredictably, how instinct could surpass calculation, and how courage combined with ingenuity could solve problems no algorithm could. He felt a quiet pride in being a human, in being part of a species capable of confronting the unknown. "I understand," he said, "but what now? The anomaly will come back, won't it?" The stranger inclined their head. "Yes, it is not defeated. It will continue to test you, to test humanity, but you are ready. You have proven that humans do not merely survive, they innovate, adapt, and overcome. That is your greatest strength." Kale exhaled slowly. He had faced the anomaly in the station, in orbit, and above the planet. Each time, the challenge had grown more complex, more dangerous. But he had prevailed each time, and with every success, he had learned more about the universe, and more about himself. The stranger gestured toward the holographic map projected by the device. Red points flickered in distant star systems, connected by glowing threads of energy. The anomaly had left traces, patterns hinting at its next moves. Kale studied them carefully, noting subtle irregularities. "I think I see its plan," he said. "It's testing our responses, learning from each encounter, but it's predictable in its unpredictability. It wants to see how far humans can adapt." The stranger's eyes brightened slightly. "Exactly, and now you have the opportunity to end this cycle. The anomaly is powerful, but it cannot fully anticipate human ingenuity. You will need to act decisively." Kale nodded, determination filling him. He was no longer the nervous engineer who had been startled by a stranger in his quarters. He was a human capable of confronting cosmic threats, improvising solutions, and making decisions that could save entire worlds. The plan was simple in theory but difficult in practice. Kale would deploy a network of containment probes across a vast region of space, targeting the anomaly's energy streams simultaneously. He would need to rely on speed, precision, and improvisation, qualities no AI or alien intelligence could fully replicate. Hours later, Kale piloted the shuttle, its hull reinforced and shields glowing with energy. The floating device hovered beside him, monitoring the anomaly's movements and providing guidance. The stranger's voice echoed in his earpiece, calm and steady. "Kale, you must act unpredictably. Do not follow the same patterns. Vary your approach. Use human intuition. That is your greatest weapon." Kale adjusted the controls, weaving through asteroid fields and pockets of unstable energy. The anomaly reacted instantly, sending arcs of blue and purple energy toward the shuttle. Kale's hands moved instinctively, redirecting shields, adjusting thrusters, and deploying probes in unexpected sequences. Each movement was calculated yet unpredictable, a delicate balance between logic and instinct. Hours passed as Kale worked tirelessly, inserting probes into the anomaly's energy streams across vast distances. The anomaly responded violently, shifting and pulsing, attempting to adapt to his actions. Sparks of energy danced across the viewport, shaking the shuttle, but Kale's focus never wavered. Every decision mattered. Every choice could determine the fate of the station, the planet, and perhaps the galaxy beyond. At one point, the anomaly created a massive surge, a wave of energy so powerful it threatened to overwhelm the shuttle's shields. Kale acted instinctively, redirecting energy through auxiliary channels, using gravitational currents to maneuver, and improvising a sequence that even the stranger admitted they could not have predicted. The surge passed harmlessly by, leaving the shuttle intact. "You are extraordinary, human," the stranger said. "Your ingenuity and courage have outmatched the anomaly's intelligence. Few species could have achieved what you are accomplishing now." Kale smiled faintly. "I just trust what humans do best: adapt, improvise, survive." The anomaly, sensing the containment probes, reacted one final time. Energy arcs shot out in all directions, pulsating and twisting with incredible speed. Kale's fingers flew across the controls, adjusting probes, rerouting power, and anticipating the anomaly's movements. The shuttle shook violently, systems overloaded, and alarms blared. But Kale did not falter. He had learned to read patterns, to improvise, to anticipate unpredictability. Slowly, the anomaly's energy flows began to respond to the probes. Its violent pulses calmed, its chaotic movements slowed, and the red points on the holographic map began to fade. At last, the anomaly's influence was neutralized. The energy stream stabilized, and the dangerous arcs of power subsided. Kale leaned back in his seat, exhausted but triumphant. He had done it. The anomaly had been contained, not destroyed, but restrained. Its expansion halted. Humanity had prevailed. The stranger floated beside him, observing quietly. "Kale, you have proven the essential truth. Humans are not fragile. You are creative, courageous, and adaptable. You have faced the unknown and overcome it. That is why your species has survived and will continue to rise." Kale nodded, feeling a sense of pride unlike anything he had experienced. He looked out at the stars, vast and infinite, and realized that humanity was no longer just observers. Humans had a place in the galaxy, not as minor participants, but as innovators, survivors, and problem solvers capable of confronting even the most intelligent threats. Returning to Astra 9, Kale was greeted by the small station crew, who had monitored his journey. Their expressions reflected awe and admiration. Kale had not only stabilized the anomaly, but had proven that humans, with their creativity and courage, could rise to challenges no one else could. Later, Kale stood at the observation deck once more. The stars stretched endlessly before him, a vast canvas of possibilities. The anomaly had been contained, but he knew it might return one day. Yet he also knew that humanity, with its ingenuity and courage, would be ready. The stranger's voice echoed softly. "Kale, you have shown the galaxy the strength of humanity. You have faced the unknown and prevailed. Remember this: creativity, courage, and adaptability are your greatest weapons. Humanity shines brightest in the darkness." Kale smiled, feeling the truth of the words. He had begun as a simple engineer, unsure of his place in the universe. Now, he was a representative of humanity's potential, a proof that even in the face of unimaginable challenges, humans could innovate, adapt, and survive. The station's lights glowed softly, reflecting off the polished surfaces, and Kale felt a quiet determination. The galaxy was vast and full of mysteries, some dangerous, some beautiful. Humans would face them all, guided by creativity, courage, and the unyielding desire to survive and thrive. And Kale, a single human among billions, had proven that one person, using ingenuity, instinct, and courage, could change the course of events in ways no one could predict. The stranger's device pulsed softly, a gentle acknowledgement of Kale's achievements. "The journey is far from over," the stranger said, "but humanity is ready, and you, Kale, have shown why humans will continue to rise." Kale nodded. He looked out at the stars, feeling a sense of purpose, pride, and hope. The universe was vast, full of challenges, but humanity was capable. They could rise to meet the unknown, and Kale would continue to lead, to innovate, and to protect. The stars twinkled, distant yet full of promise. Kale smiled. Humanity had proven its worth, and the future was bright. For the first time, he truly understood what it meant to shine in the darkness, and he knew humanity would continue to shine long after he was gone.